question for you because Conor Benn went on his Instagram, put on that you know he wants to fight Boots, and he put a flyer out there saying standing over Boots like if he's gonna knock him out. Um, as far as that is concerned, I know Boots supposedly situation as far as he's kind of like a free agent that he could kind of go over there for because of his management with his manager died and Showtime he had a Showtime contract, not necessarily a PBC contract, so he could possibly entertain a fight going over there. As far as that is concerned, what do you feel about the fight possibly happening? And because he released it like 11 o'clock last night, and then as far as the stylistic matchup of what you think would happen in that fight.
Well, I don't know about the business side or what they're gonna do, like what's Boots standing. I hope he can get uh some uh some activity going with his career because he's like a tremendous fighter, one of the more talented fighters I've ever seen. Maybe the most talented fighter I've ever seen in the gym. You just gotta apply it in the real fights at the big level so the world could see it. I've never seen Boots have a bad day. And I've been around him for over 10 years. As far as the fight, um, if there's drug testing, because we got to mention that because considering what happened, if there's drug testing, I think that Ennis would beat him pretty comprehensively. Probably stop him within 6 or 7 rounds. I think he
Mm.
really would win if there's drug testing. If there's not drug testing, I don't know because what he did to Chris Algieri and the way he looked around that time, you know, it is what it is. They are human beings. You don't want to fight somebody that's looking like that. But if there is drug testing, I think Ennis would decisively win the fight.
Do you feel like with the steroids and stuff like that, when we looked at Pete Dobson fight with Conor Benn, there was moments that Pete Dobson kind of threw and started kind of hurt. Like he wasn't so hesitant to come in as much. Um, do you feel like when it comes to enhancement drugs like that, you could be able to be more durable and take a certain type of punch?
Yes. Yes. People that say it is not is just not. They just uninformed. Yes. There's drugs out here that actually make your bones more dense and thicker. So if you got organs lying under your bones and your bones is harder and more dense, then what's going to happen? It's going to be more shelter for 'em. It's going to be more protection. It's drugs out here. Most of the drugs help you recover better. Most of the drugs help your blood flow go better. Most of the drugs increase oxygen in your body. Well, when you get knocked out, what happens? You lose oxygen to your brain. So if you have more oxygen in your body and more blood flow, tell me what happens. It increases your ability to take a punch. So people say that they just uninformed. They just not educated on these drugs. Yeah, they say, yeah, well, steroids or PEDs, whatever you want to call them, they don't help with skill. Uh, yeah, they do. You know why? Because if you work your ass off on a Tuesday and you're a little bit tired and you can't carry the same workload on Wednesday, if you're on that shit, the Wednesday you come in, you can work even harder than you did on Tuesday. And then your coach don't have to worry about giving you a day off because then you know what you could do? You could turn it up again on Thursday. So your repetition and your training is longer and harder. So you become a better fighter because you get to do it more at a more intense pace because your ability to recover is unnatural. So everything is connected. All of that shit is connected to each other. So when I hear people say that, I'm like, y'all just ignorant. Fighters need rest. Fighters get tired. A guy box 12 rounds at 5 o'clock at night, and at 5 o'clock in the morning he just ran 5 miles. He's gonna be tired the next day. But if you're on steroids or PEDs, then that fatigue won't be as great as it is if it wasn't. So therefore, the next day you could come in and actually get better. So if you do that for 2 or 3 months, tell me, did it make you better or not? It makes you better all the way around. And nobody can say that the Conor Benn that we just saw fight is the same guy that we saw fight Algieri and another guy he almost killed in the ring. So it is a difference. And if he fights Boots, I think Boots would destroy him. But if he's on that stuff, who knows? It's hard to deal with.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. How big of a fight do you think that would be at the welterweight division right now, knowing that
It
you
will
know?
be huge. It will be a big fight because nobody wants to fight Boots. And Ben is still a big name, because of his father and because the UK supports their fighters and even the controversy behind them. So, you get rewarded in boxing for doing stuff like that, as weird as it may sound. So I think that he would it would be a big fight. But like I said, if there's drug testing, I favor Boots. If there isn't, I have no idea what'll happen.
Mm. Well, coach, I appreciate